people look like this is a bunch of foolishness. We got sawgrass, we got cattail trees, and we got various castorina trees here. And to many people, this looks like foolishness. Hello, this is Blueprint Land Creation Podcast with your prophetic professor, Renfred B. Manson, and I'm here. And you may not see my face properly, but I'm not an AI. I'm real. Let me pitch myself. Oh man! All right, let's go. Now I'm behind the scenes of the camera. Now I am looking at this area, and I want to show you something. You can see on the ground here. You see, this is where a lot of crabs are being caught. White crabs love this kind of place, and you can see a lot of holes in the ground. Now those holes plays a very important part in the ecosystem. I always wanted to understand why those holes are here, but by doing a lot of research, I can't understand why. Now let's deal with these. I like to call these cattails, not these ones with the brown leaves blowing would look like cattails. No, the cattails are the long ones. I forget the other name that they call them right now, but they also dry so. Now normally wherever you see them growing, the water is more normally fresh water. And then of course we got some sawgrass trees found growing also. Now sawgrass trees are much more salty water, but when you look in the Caribbean pine forest, both of those trees are grown on fresh water and salt water because they build up the water table, the fresh water table, and they will seep down through the ground and go into the water table. And then if you look at the bottom of the water table, you got salt water as at the bottom, fresh water on the top. It floats. And then as on top of the land, we got these trees now will be springing on the inside. We got the sawgrass trees, and you can see the bottom of them are burned. So we had a fire that came through here and burned it out. Now 5 things is in building any land, anywhere, even on Mars. This is for those guys who want to go to Mars. 4 things. The last one, I wouldn't tell you that one right now. That one, but that isn't everything. You need water, you need plants, what we got now, which is the material, and we need fire. And fire also comes from the heat of the sun, the carbon of the sun, and you see them breaking down. That is what builds land. These are the benefits that builds land. Without these, and then of course you need the builder. Because the builder's right in the front of us. But like I said, I will tell you that later on because it's important. But it is right in the front of our eyes, but you got the 4 things. But like I said, some people say, but I must tell you everything. I can't tell you everything. I tell you some things that you need to know. But like I said, but you see the holes here. The holes are here from reason. The holes are here because what happens is water now can trickle down in the ground. Now you hear scientists say, well, holes, and when you see holes in rocks because of fresh water. No. Yes, fresh water is there. But that fresh water ain't the one that create the holes. the holes is created, but other things I can show you various holes. We got various holes in it, and it is done by an engineer. Just like how we got engineers in life, everything in the environment has its own engineer, it has its own everything that it needs to put holes and do everything. I will show you some things with some holes in. You'll be amazed. So this here area shows you all about the wetland. As I said, like, subscribe, and share. I know the rain is coming down now, so I may have to run. But this is an important episode. I want you to like, subscribe, and share it because it's important. Now you may hear me pause a lot because when you're on the outside we're recording, you can't see the camera, you can't see the time, so forth. So anyway, so now back to this. Now, as I said, you got the sawgrass trees, which is those would be found everywhere around. Now, sawgrass trees love salty environments. Cat's tail, I like to call it cat's tail. I like to call it corn dogs. You know, the piece with the stick in the corn on top. That's those longer strands coming up out of the water. They are called cat's tail, and you find them around wetlands. And you find both of them. That's more of a freshwater plant. And the cat and the sawgrass is, which is these trees right in front of me. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit closer for you to see. Right there, those trees right there with the long range, not these ones here. Them tall ones they are called the castile. But they when they blow when the corn come on the top on the top, it breaks apart just like how these twigs are, and it blows all about. But anyway, let's get back now. So you can see this area. This is a special place. So the cattails, the sawgrass trees is salt water. And both are together, because this wood in the Caribbean pine forest is built with fresh water and salt water. And then the salt water from the rain comes down and it goes to the table and it sinks down on top of the salt water at the bottom. And then, as I said, made mention, holes, you see holes here. It has a greater benefits. This has been Blueprint Language. See you next time.